Hey, I'm Joey Hollywood, and this is a thank you to everyone who donated to the IndieGoGo campaign. Because I'm uploading this to Facebook and YouTube, I know a couple of you are like, what IndieGoGo campaign? Well, I'll get to that in a moment. But first, here are the thank yous to everyone who supported us with that campaign. And as promised, the thank yous are coming from none other than the monsters themselves.
Thank you, Kevin Morrison.
Thank you, Trisha Minty.
Thank you, Dylan Pence. Thank you, Chris Delasoul of AfficionsChris.com. Oh, I really like that website.
Thank you, Kendo.
Thank you, Tom Veliotis.
Thank you, Sam Bernard.
Thank you, Jody Harlan.
Thank you, Sean Woodard.
Thank you, Zen Sky.
Thank you to Brian Jennings, and thank you to Will Ryan of DA Games. Oh, I love that name.
Thank you, Lionel VHS.
Thank you, Ian Pugh. I guess. Good job, man. Thank you, Casey Stout.
And thank you, Jose Romero of Romero Movie News.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Well, let's talk about Midnight's Haunted Drive-In. That's the show that I'm trying to make. I wanted to make a riffing type show for quite a while now. I made one a while back. Some of you longtime subscribers will remember it. It was called Movie Night. It didn't live up to my expectations. There was a lot of problems with making it on top of that. But it did fairly well. Enough people wanted me to release a DVD of it and to make a sequel, which that's all coming out. I really wanted to make my original conception of the show, which was a little different than what we're actually doing. The original idea was that, take place in an asylum and we tackle Sci-Fi Channel movies and stuff like that. But what we're actually doing is myself and my two puppets are going to be in a haunted drive-in that's controlled by an evil character named Midnight. And she is kind of like an Elvira type character. This show's a big combination of many things I enjoy and I love. Elvira, the 1975 Ghostbusters, which is a show that I've always loved for some reason. It's always stuck with me. And of course, we got our MST3K in there. It's a show that I really, really want to make. It seems like, it just feels like it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's kind of the direction I want to bring my channel to. I've been making videos on YouTube since 2009, and they've been like either short, dumb videos that I made in my film class, or an attempt to be a legitimate film critic, or just an entertaining film critic. And I really feel like the direction I want to go with my YouTube channel is I want to make actual entertainment. I want to make shows, and this hopefully will be the first of many shows to come. This first season will be very MST3K in structure, but I want to move past that with season 2. With musical numbers, and I want every episode to have a unique musical interlude that is just unique to that episode, and I want there to be like an overstretching story arc throughout the season. But we're not doing that for season 1. It's just going to be 12 episodes, one movie per episode, and just very, very structured in style, where the second season I hope to expand on that. With season 1, we're going to release short versions of the episodes on YouTube. Now, each episode is probably going to be about an hour and a half, so the short versions will probably be around an hour to 40 minutes. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want people to see this show. And I understand a lot of people can't buy physical media, or, they just, that option is not available to them. And I've got my start on YouTube. YouTube has given me pretty much the incentive to keep on going. So I think it's only fair that I release a version on YouTube. Each episode will have a DVD counterpart or an Amazon on-demand version that you can buy whenever you want. I've already picked out the movies that we'll be riffing on. Got a kind of a wide range of stuff, from science fiction to just really weird stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. My character is Joey. I am a nurse with severe dyslexia, so I'm not really stepping outside my boundaries. But each episode, my character will have a name tag that will say his name, but it'll be spelled slightly wrong with every episode because he has dyslexia. One of the other characters is Marv the Mummy. He's a mummy that's cursed to only sleep in his sarcophagus. Unfortunately, he's claustrophobic, so he doesn't get much sleep, so he's always kind of tightly wound because he's always drinking lots of coffee to stay up. And then we have the complete opposite, which is Bud. Bud is a werewolf, and he's just always kind of moody because the Midnight's Haunted Drive-In it's always nighttime. The moon's always out, so he can't turn back into a human. So he's kind of he's just really irritated all the time. And then we have our title character, Midnight, and I'm gonna have a little mystery surround what she looks like for a little bit. She will be played by Mary Owens, and she will have a little minion of her own, a Frankenstein's monster puppet named Boris. Boris has a little unique quality. You know, Frankenstein's monster never talks, right? Well, it's going to be kind of a running gag in the show that Boris can talk just fine. It's just no one will give him a word in edgewise because everyone just assumes that Frankenstein's monster can't talk. I want to have 12 episodes out in the season. We are just now building the sets. I'm still waiting on one of the puppets. So I'm suspecting that we will be shooting sometime in January through February. And I'm kind of overestimating it because up to this point, things haven't really gone to plan. So I'm just kind of like stretching out my plans to make sure that everything is going to get done. We hope to have the first episode out by March. Hopefully February. February, that'd be great. At this point right now, the only thing left to buy, we need to buy the music. I need to have some original music composed. And that's a lot more expensive than you would think, or at least I would think. It's a very costly endeavor to have original music made for your show. It's going to have a kind of a ska upbeat type sound to it. I'm a big fan of ska, and music's going to be a very important aspect of the show in further seasons, so I want the music to sound great in the first season. And then the final thing that we need to buy is we need to start buying stuff for the miniatures. I love all those classic shows like Land of the Lost, like all those old shows where they were just miniatures. We're taking influence from stuff like that. Miniatures are going to be very, very costly. About $600. I wrote out all the materials we needed, and it's going to be about $600. So that's probably going to come out of all my own pocket. So that'll be the last thing we shoot probably. With the IndieGoGo, we raised about $830. Now IndieGoGo doesn't let you have all that money, so we really only had like $760, I think, somewhere around that. And I carefully mapped out everything that money would be spent on. That way, no one felt cheated or anything. And a good amount of this money came out of my own pocket. We've spent a couple $1,000s on the show, and I'm suspecting once the show is done and it's on YouTube and DVD, I'll have spent around $5,000 of my own cash. Now, I don't want you to think I'm some rich kid born with a silver spoon. That's definitely not the case. I've neglected my own personal health. I've decided not to eat. I haven't bought car insurance to make sure this show gets made. I've been riding my bike to work in a bad side of town every day because that money's going towards this show because I want this show to be the best that it possibly can be. And I'm really looking forward to making this. Nothing's going to stop us now. And I'm going to try to keep up my other shows going as we're doing this, but you're going to notice some big gaps in my releasing schedule, mainly because I'm going to be doing something that I've never done before. I'm making a kind of a massive show in my own apartment. We're sacrificing our living room and my office to make this show. And we live in a very little apartment. But it's worth it. I'm looking very forward to it. And I just want to conclude this by saying thank you everyone who donated. And a big thanks to the Incognito Cinema Warriors who helped promote our IndieGoGo campaign and really gave us an extra push. They're a really awesome YouTube channel and DVD series. They're very, very good people all around. I recommend you check out their YouTube channel ASAP. Check out their website. They deserve your attention. I'm Joseph Rossitano, and I will be playing Joey the Nurse in Midnight's Haunted Drive-In, coming soonish.